Well guys, if you didn't know, we're at a different location. I'm actually at the shop that I used to co-own with my buddy Levi. And we're here today because I got something special for y'all and I want y'all to take a look at it. Well, I don't know about special, but it's something. What's left, you know? Welcome to the channel. What I have sitting behind me is a 1970 Dodge Sweepline, backed by 4-speed in the floor, and I think it's got a 318 underneath the hood. The story behind this truck is my buddy who co-owned this shop with me got it in on a trade deal, and he didn't really know what to do with it, so he just told me to come and pick it up and do whatever I wanted to with it. So that's what we're going to do. Now, it did run from where it was at to here, so I don't think we'll have a problem with it running. But what I'd like to do is just, you know, go over and check over a few things, maybe take the spark plugs out, just see how it's running. Who knows, we might just go ahead and throw a set of new spark plugs in it and just call it that. As far as the plan goes for today, we're going to try to get this thing out of the spot that it's in, pull it up over at the garage, see if we can, you know, clean on it a little bit, and then we're going to try to travel all the way home in this thing and see if the old Dodge can make it. I don't think we'll have any problems, but who knows? I've never owned many Mopars in my life. We'll just see what happens. So first glance looking at this thing, it don't look too bad until you look at how sagged that cab is, and then look at all the junk that's sitting in the bed, and there ain't no telling what's underneath it. Oh. Door swayed a bunch, know that. Yep. I heard it's typical, you know, right here for these floors to rot out. And it's pretty much doing that. Right down there and up there, and ain't no telling what's underneath here, but we just won't look at that right now. Okay. That's a good sign. So, floors are pretty much toast in this thing. Oh, this is one of those numbers. There we go. Now, a feller can try to get in. Well, that'll do it. Oh, yeah. We'll just put that back up there for now. Does this open? Hello? Hello? Anybody home? I think it's empty on fuel too. Look at how much Bondo is on here. There's just nothing left. You know what they say, if your fenders is flopping, you might not be stopping. Look underneath the power ball. Oh, okay. All right. So, I'm gonna get y'all in here and show you what I got. Well, this is one thing I do like. I got plenty of room for my tools right here and plenty of room for my tools over there, and honestly, this motor is not going to be bad to get to, and unless I got to get to the distributor back there, then I'll have to crawl in here and put my foot somewhere and probably break a bunch of different electrical connections and spark plug wires and all kinds of other things. It does seem to have, I'm pretty sure, Well, I don't know. It's got a plate on top of the intake. So I don't know if that's a 2-barrel intake running into a 4-barrel carburetor, but we'll see. It does look like a 4-barrel. Yeah, 4-barrel. Edelbrock. I don't much care for Edelbrock, but it'll do. I do like what we got going on here. Ooh, squirting action. Just a little bit. Other than the rust everywhere in obvious places, I think this is going to be a pretty solid rig. Whoa, calm down. Tell me, Napa, how come you ain't got a jingle like AutoZone or O'Reilly's? You really need to make one. Man, professional battery holder downer. That's the right way to do it. What is that wire going to off of this thing? Oh, it's a body ground that ain't really grounded to anything because it's rusty. Yeah, that'll work. So before we start this thing, I really want to take a spark plug out and really take a look at it and see how this engine is running. All right, come on. Shoot. Covered it all. The valve cover is definitely leaking. Does it look even tight? Lord, no. Spark plug wasn't even tight down in the hole. I have to go back and check all of them now. I'll put my hat back on. My hair's probably a mess. Okay. Auto lights, of course. Cheapest there is. But honestly, this one's burning pretty good. Wonder if I should take out the rest of them and just check it. No, they're probably good enough. Oh look, a free rag to wipe this off. Might as well check number 2. Okay. Well, come on. Come on. Well, get off her. Well, we might as well not check number 2. All right. See what we got going on over here. I know that fuel filter ain't looking too promising. Well, this one seems to be firing good too. So I'm just not going to worry about these plugs and these wires, because if it ran over here, get on it a little bit. If these plugs and wires and that cap got this thing here, the only thing I'm probably going to do to it is change the fuel filter and put this battery in here, and then we'll just see if we can't put this thing all the way home. After we get it cleaned up, of course. I can't forget that. This thing is in a terrible mess. Well, is it going on there? Or is it just spinning? What's the deal? Oh, there we go. Good enough. Time to get a fuel filter. All right, I got this thing out and it is nasty. It's a bunch of trash sitting down right there, and this thing's pretty much plugged. I don't even know how it, ran getting over here, because this thing is just so plugged. If it ran over here with this filter being as plugged as it was, then I know it'll run me home with a brand new filter in there. Unless it's got some trash in that carburetor that's bypassed through this thing, I think we should be fine. So I got my filter. So I'm just gonna slip this thing on here. And then we're gonna see if we can't get her started. Line's awful spongy, but it'll work. So we're gonna see if she won't start. Of course, that's if, you know, this cab don't cave in while I'm getting in here. Gosh, this thing's tight. Ooh, them brakes are spongy. Well, you can't start it if the battery ain't hooked up. Why didn't you tell me? Ooh. Ooh. It's already drawing power from somewhere. Oh. Slinkers. Would you look at that? Out of all the things in this truck, I didn't think the slinkers would work. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Nothing. Nothing again. Nothing. Huh. Well, you know there's a push button right here. I wonder if that's what does it. Well, I'll be darned. Gonna have to get some go-go juice. Don't like using brake clean, but it'll be all right. And she barked off. Ain't running too good. might be caused by a vacuum leak of some sorts. And there's plenty of vacuum hoses back here that's been plugged off by screws. You know, one unprofessional thing that I really forgot to do was to just check the oil. You know? I don't know why I didn't do that. Just find what you can use, you know. Seems to be way over full and full of gas. Let's see what that does. Surging a little bit, so I noticed when it popped through the carburetor that it's possible that it had a lean pop, or the timing could be out. I'm just really not sure unless I dig into it. I did get it to run a little bit better by messing with the adjustments there on the carburetor. It does have a little bit of blow by coming out of the breather tube, but that could be because that it just needs to come back around. The rings need to come back around. I honestly don't know how long this thing sit. How long did this thing sit?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, it's probably a year or two, but before that, who knows? He put it on the road, the guy did.
Did he?
Yeah.
I do know for one that oil in that thing is pretty nasty. I'm pretty sure it's overfilled, and it smells like straight up gas. So it's kind of hard to say with that carburetor, you know, popping out the top, whether that's a lean pop because of the evidence of too much gas in the oil. But then again, the fuel pump on this thing might be what's causing it to throw so much fuel in there. Because after time, I guess those diaphragms or gaskets or whatever's inside of there goes bad and it just dumps a bunch of fuel in the oil. So it's possible that that's happening there while the carburetor's having a lean pump. Yeah. We'll just leave that there because it ain't gonna shut. So I think what I'm gonna do now, because I mean, it'll run good enough to get me home. I'll have a place, you know, at the house that I can really pull this thing in there and work on it. I know it's gonna take a little bit, but if I can find a donor truck and maybe just use the parts off of this one and throw it on that one, or vice versa. The frame is in really good shape on this truck, which don't make sense at all because the hood has just got fiberglass all over it. The cab is bondoed and it's got holes everywhere. Inside of the bed, I know the back part right there near the bumper is gone, and the bed side, one side is flopping, and it looks like somebody's took some metal and framed it up so that way it would hold the bed sides together. It's a little rough, but where a lot of people see that it's rough, I still see potential for this truck to look good, go down the road, and maybe save it from the junkyard or save it from the crusher. Because if it runs and if it drives, it definitely don't deserve to be put through the crusher and made into some piece of junk that they sell new on the market today. For those of you who don't know, this is Levi. This is my buddy, been buddies since kindergarten. This is the guy I opened the shop up with, and he was pointing out something very unique on this truck.
It's got one of them high-performance PCV valves. These only came on the later models. You don't see that very often anymore. It's kind of rare.
It is. I think there's a lot of things that somebody would find rare in this truck. I mean, if you look at it just right.
It's got the Lamborghini doors on it.
Yeah, butterflies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it came with a toilet. I mean,
yeah, you get to keep that. All right.
I appreciate that. I didn't get to show you guys this, but look at that. And it's eat out in here. It looks like somebody's tried to patch it right there and right there. It is rough, but at the same time, I could probably get a cab and throw it on this thing. And this bed, the sides don't look bad on it. I could just fix that right there and make sure the brakes work just fine and make sure the engine's running good. And as long as I get a cab on this thing, it'd be fine. Fancy cab lights.
And I think most of them work. Like two.
These W200s, man, they haul like 50 million pounds, wouldn't you think?
All but two, I think. Oh, yeah, no. It hauls.
But first glance of it, these trucks just have beautiful body lines, and I'm not a Mopar fan by any means, but I'm kind of taking a liking to this truck just by the way it looks. I mean, you don't really see nothing like this anymore.
No.
At all. And it's probably because of all that rust is the reason why you don't see them.
Yeah, probably.
It brings a new meaning to Mopar or no car.
Yeah.
Because literally...
You either got a Mopar or you don't, because it's rusted in the ground.
Yeah.
The badge right here. Oh, well, it did.
Dang, look at that. Power wagon?
It was all together. I don't know.
It probably because remember when you got in here and opened that door? Yeah. I didn't know this thing was a power wagon. Well, I guess so, because it's a W200.
Yeah, I guess
what do you
so.
think?
It has a radio laying on the floor, too.
Yeah, I seen the speakers sitting up there on the dash.
Yeah. High quality.
I think, if I ain't mistaken, they made D100s, D200s. You could get a 3-speed on the column, a 4-speed in the floor, an automatic on the dash. They made W200s. I even think that they made a 300, 400, and 500s.
Probably.
But of course, you know the 500s, they're big cabin chassis trucks. Yeah. But
I got a utility bed bumper you can put on the front since you're missing.
I mean,
needs to cut down a little bit. It looked good on you. Spray paint it black. Look good.
I think it would too. At least when I'm probably,
At least when you go to work on, you got something to step on.
or if I ain't got no brakes,
You got
make
something
sure
to
that,
stop you.
yeah, make sure it doesn't crush in the rest of the cab, because as rusty as it is, if I get in a wreck, I'll probably end up on the road somewhere.
Be careful.
Sun is coming down. I'm running out of time because I really don't want to run this thing during the night. It's not that far a drive to my house, but it is far enough. I didn't bring any tools with me, so if I need tools, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't think we'll have any problem. I think it'll do just fine. By the way, we need a name for this thing, so if you can think of a good one, put it down there in the comments section. This is also a good time to tell you to make sure you like and subscribe, because if I don't tell you, then you'll end up forgetting and you'll just watch the video and you won't give me no subscribe. You need to subscribe if you want some more of this cornbread content. Alright, so I got it idled down pretty good. It ain't running the best in the world, but listen to it. It's definitely running better than what it was. I honestly think this carburetor needs to be rebuilt and gone through, because those set screws, I had to really turn them out a lot. This thing was running really lean. Another thing I just noticed that I don't like is the fact that the alternator, that belt, don't look too good. Looks like it's about to fly off. Huh. That ain't good. But it'll be alright as long as it gets me home. That's all that matters. I'm gonna let it sit here and run for a little bit and kind of get all that stuff that's inside and the oil pan and stuff like that run through, so maybe it'll go through that filter and filter some of it out. I can't clean it today. I just ain't got enough time. So I'll probably end up making another video cleaning this one and going through and get all the trash out and all that bunch of good doohickey junk. As long as we make it home tonight, that's all that matters. And I think we will, as long as we don't get pulled over by the law. You got that tin over there. Yeah. spin one. All right, getting ready to go off on our main voyage. Levi's gonna have to shut this door for me because I just can't shut it. He's gonna follow behind me on the way home, and I'm gonna have to go slow because these brakes are really spongy. It has plenty of fluid, but I think it's just got a bunch of air in them. I have 4 gears, and if I have to, I'll just slow down the best I can. We're gonna try to get this thing home. I already know it's gonna ride like crap, but I'll still tell you how it rides anyway. Might surprise you, I don't know. All this rust probably makes it feel like we're driving a waterbed, you know? Starts better than what it was. That 4-lane, because this thing literally has no brakes. I mean, you put your foot to the floor and it barely stops you. I mean, look, I'm pressing on the brakes right now and it's barely doing anything. So I'm just gonna have to, whoa, yeah, this thing's bouncy. The Lord keeps me safe and everyone around me safe. camera got a little loose. But boys, can she spin? I'm using this phone holder that was left in this truck, and I think it's as old as the truck is. And the world they have cell phones back in. We're almost home. I'll see y'all when I get there. All right, we have made it to the house. Ain't get in trouble with the law. That's all that matters. Back this thing in properly. Well, what gear are you going in? See if you'll go in this one. The gas smell is terrible. Will it open? I can't get out! I can't get out! Let's see if she starts back. All right, guys, so I appreciate y'all watching today's episode of Cornbread and Crap Boxes. I honestly didn't know if we was gonna make it home, but the old Dodge proved me wrong, and it done pretty good. I might just have to believe in Mopar and No-Car just a little bit. Not really. I think it's gonna make a good addition to the fleet, and I think once I work out a few bugs with the motor, it'll be a good one to put around here at the house and do a few things with. Or maybe I can find a donor truck and salvage some of the parts off of it, like the cab and all the rest of the stuff that's pretty much gone, and just replace it. Because the frame on this truck, I kid you not, you could eat off of it. But anyways, guys, I think that's pretty much what we have for you today. And
see y'all fellers later.
He said it. See y'all.